In this episode of True Crime Black, we look at the case of a missing black woman. She was a cherished and beloved member of a dedicated family who suddenly vanished under mysterious circumstances. After keeping information from the public, the police revealed that they knew who she was last seen with, but that person has declined to cooperate with the case. Will she ever be reunited with her family? With that said, let's get started. Dawnita Wilkerson had a habit of maintaining constant communication with her family members, so when she abruptly ceased answering their phone calls, they sensed that something was amiss. On Sunday, June 21, 2020, Dawnita's 15-year-old twin daughters saw her for the last time as she departed from her brother's residence in Evansville, Indiana. Dawnita assured her daughters that she would return shortly, but she never did. By the following morning, when she had not reached out to her mother or any of her children, they became concerned and promptly contacted the Evansville Police Department to report the disappearance of the 44-year-old woman. Dawnita, a devoted mother of 6 children, cherished the time that she got to spend with her friends and her family. According to Kiana Wilkerson, one of her daughters, Dawnita's preferred pastime was engaging in relaxing phone chats with loved ones. She had a very laid-back personality. As long as she was enjoying herself with friends, everything was fine, her daughter said. It was highly uncharacteristic of her to go more than a few hours without interacting with anyone, and her loved ones were convinced that she would never intentionally sever contact with them. They were deeply concerned that something dreadful had happened to her. Julia Womack, one of Dawnita's aunts, pointed out that it had become a daily routine for her to call her mother at 5 a.m. without fail. However, suddenly, all communication ceased, raising concerns among the family that something was horribly wrong. In addition, Dawnita had not accessed her Facebook account, which she typically checked multiple times throughout the day. When attempts were made to reach her on Monday morning, all calls to her cell phone were directed straight to voicemail, suggesting that either her phone had been powered off or its battery had died. Either way, it only added to the feeling of concern for the family. Family members revealed that Dawnita had made the decision to return to school and was scheduled to begin classes on the day she went missing. She had been enthusiastic about this new chapter in her life, leading them to believe that she would not willingly miss her first day. Furthermore, they emphasized that Dawnita had been assisting in the care of her mother, who was dealing with health problems. It was inconceivable to them that she would disappear without informing her mother of how to reach her. Several days after Dawnita was reported missing, investigators appealed to the public for assistance in locating her. While they did not disclose the reason, they indicated a possibility that she might be in the Carbondale, Illinois area. Journalists discovered that detectives had obtained Dawnita's cell phone records. Those records showed that her phone had traveled to Carbondale before being powered off. Nora Martin, another one of Dawnita's aunts, expressed the family's struggle in coping with Dawnita's disappearance while emphasizing their united efforts to bring her home. She revealed that the emotional roller coaster ranged from moments of hope to bouts of frustration. To raise awareness and increase visibility, the family actively distributed flyers daily, spending more time together than ever before. The uncertainty surrounding Dawnita's whereabouts made the situation incredibly challenging for them. After a month had passed since Dawnita was last seen, Nora explained that the family had limited ability to disclose details to the media. However, they had been maintaining contact with law enforcement agencies in both Indiana and Illinois. Nora disclosed that the case was an active criminal investigation, with authorities having identified suspects. There was a possibility that Dawnita had crossed state lines, leading to the acquisition or issuance of warrants for access to social media accounts, phone records, and related information. On August 15, 2020, a Show Up for Dawnita fundraising event took place at Garvin Park in Evansville, organized by friends and family. The purpose of the event was twofold: to raise awareness about Dawnita's ongoing disappearance case, and to gather donations to support the ongoing search efforts. The event featured music, food, raffles, and activities for children. The family encouraged attendees to wear pink, as it was Dawnita's favorite color. The fundraiser organized for Dawnita's family garnered an incredible turnout, with hundreds of individuals showing their support. Nora, speaking to the press, emphasized their determination to maintain optimism and hold on to hope for Dawnita's safe return. The funds raised were being utilized to produce additional posters and secure 2 billboards in Evansville, ensuring that Dawnita's face would be prominently displayed throughout the area. Julia, reflecting on her niece's character, expressed how deeply Dawnita was missed by her family and friends. She conveyed a heartfelt plea, stating that their sole desire was to have Dawnita back. Even if someone had been involved in her disappearance, they wanted them to know that forgiveness had already been extended. As a person of faith, Julia explained that love and forgiveness were paramount. The primary goal was the safe return of Dawnita, and that was the ultimate focus. Julia also shared her unwavering belief that Dawnita was still alive. To generate additional funds to cover expenses, the family initiated a GoFundMe campaign. In the campaign description, they highlighted the active involvement of all Dawnita's loved ones in the search efforts and their determination to keep the family united during this challenging time. They explained the predicament they faced in terms of caring for Dawnita's underage twins, as there were no legal provisions or guidelines to assist the family in managing affairs on behalf of the children. Without custody, they encountered limitations in providing certain necessities or signing necessary documents. Financial support was crucial for the twins' well-being while their mother couldn't be located. In a show of solidarity and to raise awareness for missing persons cases in general, the Vanderburgh County Board of Commissioners declared September 15th as Find Dawnita Day. The aim of this proclamation was to garner public attention and support for missing individuals and their families. At the time, Dawnita was one among 12 people reported missing from the local area, emphasizing the urgency and significance of addressing such cases. There would then be an update in the case. In February 2021, the Evansville Police Department revealed updated details regarding Dawnita's disappearance. Previously, it had been stated that she was last seen leaving her brother's residence. However, investigators discovered that she had proceeded to a motel on Evansville's east side. Surveillance footage confirmed that she left the motel at 8:16 p.m. on June 21, 2020, a few hours after departing from her brother's home. The footage showed Dawnita entering a silver 2004 Chevrolet Suburban with a sunroof and tinted windows. The vehicle exited the motel parking lot, traveling westward. It passed through southwest Indiana and entered southern Illinois. Detectives had identified the owner of the Suburban, but he was uncooperative with the ongoing investigation. Consequently, his identity was not disclosed to the public. Due to the interstate nature of the vehicle's movement, the Federal Bureau of Investigation joined forces with the Evansville Police Department to aid in the investigation. The primary focus was on locating the Suburban, as it had yet to be recovered. According to multiple family members, Dawnita had encountered problems with 2 individuals in the days leading up to her disappearance. Both men had sent threatening text messages, causing her significant concern. Aware of the potential danger, Dawnita had shared their names with her relatives, preparing for any unfortunate circumstances. Nora, her aunt, recounted that the text messages contained horrifying statements such as, "I'll kill you, and they'll never find your body." One of the individuals who had threatened Dawnita was her ex-boyfriend. She had shared screenshots of their conversations with a close friend and expressed her deep fear. Her friend recollected that Dawnita had confided in her, stating that she genuinely feared for her life. Court records revealed a troubling history involving this man, documenting his arrest on 4 separate occasions in 2018 and 2019 due to assaulting Dawnita. He had served jail time at least once. A police report recounted an incident where Dawnita described enduring hours of assault at her boyfriend's residence. He had prevented her from leaving and issued threats, including the chilling promise to send people to harm her children should she attempt to escape. Despite Dawnita's efforts to obtain an order of protection against her boyfriend, her case was dismissed due to a missed hearing. A few weeks before her disappearance, she changed her phone number in an attempt to distance herself from him. Unfortunately, he managed to obtain her new number and continued to harass her. Dawnita had expressed to her family members that if anything happened to her, both this man and one of his relatives should be held accountable. Interestingly, it was revealed by her relatives that one of these men was the owner of a Chevrolet Suburban. Over time, a few additional details regarding the case surfaced in local newspapers. Reporters discovered that the owner of the Suburban, in which Dawnita was last seen entering, was the nephew of her ex-boyfriend. It appeared that he had picked her up from the hotel but chose not to cooperate with detectives when questioned about the missing woman. Officer Taylor Maris of the Evansville Police Department assured the public that they remained dedicated to resolving the case. She appealed to anyone who possessed relevant information to come forward and provide answers, offering solace to the affected family and friends throughout the investigation. But the family didn't see those sentiments in their actions. In November 2022, several of Dawnita's family members expressed their frustration at the lack of communication and answers from the assigned detectives. They shared their disappointment in unanswered phone calls, which starkly contrasted their previous experiences. Nora expressed a desire for closure, stating that it would be easier if the investigators declared the case cold and set it aside, as it would manage their expectations. Since Dawnita's disappearance, her family experienced the bittersweet moment of welcoming her first grandchild into the world. They held on to the hope that she would soon return home to meet the new addition, although they acknowledged that it seemed unlikely. Kiana expressed their ongoing commitment, stating, "We're still actively searching for her. Regardless of the outcome, we still want to locate her." In an effort to generate new leads, Dawnita's family announced a reward of $3,500 for any information leading to a break in the case. No one came forward to provide assistance to the investigators. To this day, Dawnita Wilkerson remains a missing person.